Who's April?
Yeah.
I'll say, what kind of channel are you on there, Lenny? Cover it, dude, the lights shine. Yeah. We good? Meeting to order, please. I'll apologize. The initial executive session took longer than I thought it would. So my apologies. We're starting the meeting late. First thing is the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. All right, we're gonna be deviating some from the printed agenda. First order of business is the resignation from John Hicks. I will make a motion that we accept the resignation of John Hicks that states, where is that? To whom it may concern, dated July 3rd, I, John S. Hicks, resign as a member of the Board of Selectmen for the town of Brownfield, effective immediately due to health concerns on this third day of July 2024, and it is signed. So I make the motion, we accept that. Second. All in favor?
Yeah.
This one. Second motion will be for the town to schedule a special town meeting election to be held at the earliest convenience to fill the position on the select board. We will deal with the town clerk, the elections officer to obviously get that going and get the dates out so everybody can do their thing. Jeff.
For that special election, will it just be to elect new select board member, or can there be other things like articles included?
I would actually ask the town's attorney, but I think it's a special town meeting election. I would think that we could have other articles on a ballot because it's just a local town ballot. So I'm assuming I wouldn't be able to, but we can definitely ask that question. Did you have some? Okay. All right. Perfect.
So approximately how long would it take before we could have this special election?
I'm gonna guess between 80 and 90 days. With a special election, there has to be, 45 days for nomination papers to go out, be circulated, signed, and returned. There is.
It is, and don't quote me because I'm not 100% positive, but I believe that it is 30 days.
So 30 days for the nomination papers. And then we can have the ballot and as long as the absentee ballots are available 30 days after that. So 60 days.
So anything to go on an article included on that in that meeting would have to be petitioned to the selectmen or petition with enough signatures to get it if the selectmen don't want it on there.
A petition?
Yeah,
Either way, have to accept the petition to what he's saying.
if it's a petition with
We could
10% of the last gubernatorial
Right.
election.
Yeah,
Signature, yeah.
anytime,
So
any taxpayer brings a signed petition, we're gonna route it and.
Right,
Yes.
but I mean, also the selectmen can be solicited to put something in the meeting, but not have to have a petition, right?
In the past, Eric and Bill, you're here, correct? We had taxpayers bring articles to us, and as long as we vetted them through the town's attorney and they were good, we instituted them, yes, I don't see any why we wouldn't.
Right, but the only thing the signed petition does, it ensures that we have to have it on here.
Yes, as long as it
I
passes.
just want to make clarification.
Yep. So that motion's on. Then we hold a special election.
I second.
You second? All right, all in favor? Okay. All right. So. Motion on a minutes for July 2nd, Selectmen's meeting.
Make a motion to accept.
Second, Payroll and AP warrants are already signed. Okay. Cindy Walker, you were on the agenda to discuss IT for meetings.
Yeah.
We're in a very high-tech savvy world, and communication is key to better understanding of what's going on in the town. I'd like to propose an upgrade to the town's meeting broadcast system. One that would include a 360-degree camera to capture the whole room instead of a selectman versus audience. A good audio system to pick up people speaking. This offers clear understanding of what is being said without guessing, record keeping, and research purposes. This can be used for both the town office and the community center. This can be used for meetings, for example, the selectmen's meetings, the planning board, the public safety building, budget committee, public hearings, and the annual town meeting. I'd also like to propose this is going to be able to live stream to YouTube. The reason for that is Facebook can be a great tool. However, many people don't use Facebook. And if you don't follow the person that recorded the video, most people can't see it. Facebook's kind of unreliable. They can take things down and you have no control over that. And where the town is already using YouTube, I think it's a great thing that we could live stream it in real time so that everybody has the opportunity to use that. It saves hard drives in the office. And I'm just wondering if the board would be willing to consider getting quotes or bids to upgrade the system for the town.
I'm sure not. But as long as it's a multi-use platform, I wouldn't see why we wouldn't do it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is
Sure.
it something that you would like me to bring you some quotes or bids, or would you like me to
Please
stick
do.
with your IT?
Please do, because yeah, I'm not an IT guy by far. I work on cars. Yeah.
You know who your IT is that I.
North Ledge Technologies.
Okay, thanks very much. Oh, would you, one more question, form of a bid or a quote?
Quote.
Quote.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, before we get into department heads, there's a couple motions I'd like to make. One is I make a motion to vacate the part-time position for legal reasons. Ending 5 o'clock today.
Second.
All in favor? Thank you. Second motion, Mike. CEO. Mike. Last week you had mentioned, or yeah, it was last week, you'd mentioned 270 Merrill Corner Road and about legal.
Okay, so that's yes, yeah, that's 270 Merrill Corner Road.
Yep.
So he's had ongoing situations. He's got a house that he started building, he abandoned that, he's bringing in trailers, campers, and then we get numerous complaints from the neighbors. So I issued several notices of violation of what he's in, and then the last one he rejected. So I just wanted to bring it to the board and ask you guys if you wanted to pursue legal on that, or if there was something else, maybe we could bring him in and try to talk to him, which I've done in the past. He said all kinds of different things. He was moving, he's doing this, he's doing that, but in fact, he's done nothing but creating more of a mess. So, and then the more that gets brought in, the more complaints that I'm getting. So it's just, I think it's time for legal. Not that it has anything to do with Brownfield. he had this situation in another town and he lost, so this is a repeated. History, I guess, I hate to say it like that, but, he's been living in a camper for more than 2 or 3 years now. And we have an ordinance that clearly states you can only do it for 4 months in a 12-month period. So, I mean, that was one of the violations of the house. I asked him to remove it if he wasn't gonna continue building it, and he said he didn't have to. So he's got like a half structure there, poses dangers. I mean, I'm not saying it is right now, but kid wander over in a, in that foundation attic, you know how it is, so it's just issues that are going on. I have all that on file, if you guys wanna see it, I'm more than willing to share it with you, and then maybe you can make a decision based off that. But I do have all the documentation for when we started to where we are.
Okay. I'll make a motion to authorize CEO to contact legal and handle the situation.
Second.
All in favor? I was contacted the Eastern Slopes Regional Broadband. Pat Bryant stepped down and they need a representative from the town of Brownfield. I received an email from taxpayer today. Requesting an individual, so I'll make that motion. As I told her I would, to appoint Eric Walker to the Eastern Slopes Broadband Committee as the representative for the town of Brownfield. And we also were sent an email from the state for that for the broadband for a meeting we need to attend. So I've got that. James, yeah, from James. Okay. Katie Gore, State Government Affairs, Charter Communication. So, but the motion's on the table to appoint Eric Walker as the committee member.
So I assume you talked to him, so he's interested in doing that?
Yes. Yeah, I have an email trail from the taxpayer requesting motion. Very much. Yes, I did.
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor? You still got Jamie Ritter's info, right?
I got, Tara gave me contact info. I was holding off to call the individual
Okay,
until, but I was on, like I said, I was on when broadband committee started, so.
Right. Well, I have an email I will forward to you from Jamie Ritter.
Is it a Zoom meeting?
No, this was well, let me find it. I'll forward you an email. It was to get up to speed where Pat had stepped down, just to bring me up to speed on that. So I will forward that. I'll find the email, I'll forward it to you. And also the charter communications build up request or build up proposal. Because that I think Jamie's attached to that one too. Okay. Takes care of that. Okay. So we will revert back to the agenda. Tonight is department heads. Animal control officer. What do you got?
Stray cats in the shelter. We had a bird that was found. They went to Bridgeton to go to AB Haven. Yeah, there's one Kathy over there that's gonna have to drive all the way to Newry. She'll take the bird the rest of the way.
Sweet.
And two stray dogs, and then fireworks that were let off. I didn't think it was that bad. My grandson wanted to see them, so I'm driving. Throw the fireworks in, and then I find out they landed in the pasture over the cattle. And I drove over there to see if everything was okay. They were all sweaty, and all sort of flown right out. Hopefully they don't get pneumonia. We'll know in another few days. And he did contact Alpha County Police.
Right.
And on July 4th, they were shooting fireworks off their house down there. That's where she's talking about. And also, the ACO needs to do a better job keeping her animals out of the road. There was almost an accident last night, right in front of her house with one of her geese, right in the middle of the road. coming down there.
There was a duck, and I was on my way to get it. That was a duck. That was duck.
You, if you were not up there,
I saw it go out there. I have a piazza where I could see, but I had to run back to the house to get out from the door. You gotta give me a hot minute to get out from the door.
well, they need to be contained, so we're not right over the road.
I was,
As far as the fireworks, go, the person that said that the cattle were being disturbed on July 4th, they were shooting fireworks off at their house. So it couldn't have been too bad. Cause I was watching them do it.
I was, didn't see him that night. I only saw him the other night.
Sounds like you need to tighten up the ordinance on fireworks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You good? Got it?
They go.
Fire chief.
Big we had 10 calls for service over last week. 5 medical, assisted rescue, motorcycle accident, smoke investigations, propane leak, and electrical issue in a residence. We had a busy 4th of July. Still servicing the truck. I get a chance, I got 2 more to go. I had 6 members, get certified in wildland firefighting. For the, very latest standard, they're gonna be certified. We had 6 members do that, which I think is great, take their time. And, well, thank Cliff for fixing, in front of our station, one of the trucks go in this pavement sunk, and they fixed it today. Put some on top of it for us.
Sweet.
Awesome. That. Oh, awesome. Plugging away on the public safety building grant, has a lot of paperwork for that. Yeah, I think I got 85 pages right now.
Okay.
It's just slow process.
Perfect.
That's it.
Okay. Yep.
I just had a question, could we get an update on the public safety building committee, like, how's it going?
Meets tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.
I didn't know if there were any notes.
We have notes, but we haven't really, we're just working on the RFP, but just to get just to see what the building would cost. What do we call that, Joe?
Well, letter of introduction, we're
Yeah.
sending out letters of introduction to different architects to see if they're interested. We're asking them for letters of introduction. So we've gotten 2 so far. We expect a couple more. And then after that, we'll draw up a RFP and send it out to those that are interested. And we'll be asking them to come up with plans and specs for a new building, along with, we'll see if they have the ability to estimate, so they can give us an idea of where we're at, because the toughest part of this process is going to be to see if we fit into that budget that we have. And if we don't, then we have to decide, then we need their advice as far as where we can cut back so that we can fit in with that budget. And with that being said, we have to spend everything that we're given. And the other part to that, we just spoke about this at our meeting last week, is that if we do go over, it can be discussed about asking them for more money. But
USDA.
yeah, USDA.
Right.
And it would still have the same 25%, associated with, but, that's down the road.
Okay.
Thank you.
Code enforcement.
So there was the 270 thing on marijuana, we talked about that. We're about, I would say at least 8 to 10 building permits behind from where we were last year. And not that it's a comparison, but I always like to see how we do through the years as far as how many buildings are going up and new addresses and stuff like that. So we're a little behind where we were last year. I don't know if that's the remnants of the election this year being presidential and all that stuff. But either way, we are a little behind on the building permits. Today was super busy, though. I will say that. Probably processed at least 5 or 6 new homes today alone. So it was pretty crazy today, for whatever reason. We've got a few. One guy came in. He's talking about doing a subdivision. So that's good. I think that's good for the town revenue. I'm sitting in on the planning board tonight, I guess questions, and we're gonna discuss a few things, land use being one of them for the camper ordinance that we have. It's land use ordinance, but it's to pertain to the campers. And then the other one is subdivisions, and I'm just gonna be honest with the board. I don't have a lot of experience with it, so it's just something that I wanna gain more knowledge on. As we're moving forward and subdivisions coming up and stuff, I just think it's pretty important that, you know what I mean, I be attentive and pay attention and work with the planning board on what, you know, what it entails and everything, so. It was good to.
Sweet. Public Works.
Yes, sir. The safety meetings we used to have, how did that fall to the wayside? We used to have them. I think Bill came up with it, and Vicky was doing it, and then it just went away. The safety issues we're having with, our insurance coming around. We got new employees in this building, and I'm pretty sure if there was fire, they wouldn't know where to beat up. If there was a fire, I don't know. So we need to find somebody that can be the safety guy to come up with these meetings. I would do it, but, we need to act.
When I left the board, Vicky was.
No. The
Yeah.
selectmen put the safety meeting, I just went, did the building inspections. And then the select board, well, they put them together, and then we have one quarterly. And they can get me fine with Joe. That's where you discuss the safety. You bring your department heads in. Talk about them, then make a recommendation to fix them.
No, we just have a quarterly schedule. Yeah.
Sure.
And I think it ought to be not just department heads, but it should be the employees also. That show up in meetings. Because if Joe comes to a meeting without Richard or Eric, he might get busy and fail to, the same as me. So if you get everybody, they'll know what's going on.
So I would do that quarterly.
It's all the same as this office. It
You know, everybody stays on the same sheet of music.
should be, everybody in this office, I think, as well.
Right. Yeah, we'll set up quarterly, we'll set up quarterly, schedule. Or,
And, as far as bid sheets for the ceiling out here in the parking lot, we have any, we don't have any.
no,
Not any came in.
We got the pavement on Burnt Meadow Road fixed today. It was been breaking up. I believe they paved Nolan and Porter intersection down by the church. William and myself are getting phone calls about the beach and the ramp. Something that it's out of our control, with the smoking, the drinking, and the urination. I don't know if we can reach out to Austin County and have them like do a deal, but it's.
I know they're pretty stretched as it is.
Well, I understand that, you know. 10 o'clock at night, somebody's calling me, somebody's being on the beach. And everybody's getting the same issue. You
So
know,
you want us to get you guys badges?
that's what I'm saying, can you deputize?
Constable.
I actually told a woman that was nothing that we could handle, it was, you know, it was this, police team. So, just so you guys know that we got that issue. Our 550 went to McFarland Spring today, for it's got issues, steering issues, you can ask. Rick over there.
Oh, yeah. Just a slight bump, and that truck it's like the rear end's coming out from underneath, and it snaps just like that. And doesn't, we shook it. Everything seemed good, I mean, none of the bushing seems to be moving, springs are tight. No, I don't know. Put it on the shake table and Carl, see what they come up with. Because the sway bars were all connected tight, and links, But he disconnected the shocks, checked the bushings on those, make sure those were tight, check the U-bolts. All that was tight, and I didn't see any springs broken. And we literally shook that truck back and forth just to see if we could get something to. It almost feels like the rear end shifts. But it's quick. I mean, it's right there. You know, and you can go back and forth, and it's almost like back of the truck has to catch up to the front of the truck. Crazy. So we checked the radius arm bushings in the front, jacked it up. Yeah. So sent it to McFarland, have it on a shake table, see what they come up with. So that's one of the first trucks I've ever had do that.
Yeah,
That was weird.
I know that. Like that F-350 we used to have. You get going down the road and go into a shim.
Oh, that's in the front, that's track bar and no, this is in the rear. The truck goes smooth. I mean, smooth. I took a left out of the shop. Public Works, and you know, just come down a little hill, it's just a little. It hit that and it's like the ass end of the truck goes, just like that. And I was like, oh. And I turned around at Irwin's old place and in the driveway and just back and forth trying to. It almost feels like it's translating from the front end, but everything in the front end's deep. So I mean, ball joints, tie rod ends, track bar, track bushings. Sway bar end links, sway bar bushings, it's all mixed. So I don't think it's the front end, but something's translating. That truck's dangerous to drive.
Yeah.
And it sneaks up on you. It's just like that. It's I used to drive in one hand and died. It was,
Couldn't do that.
no, it's two-handed it. So. Anything else? Yeah.
No, I guess that's it.
Dan?
We used to have AJ's do the crack filling on like Shepherd River Road, stuff like that.
He sold.
Yeah. Yeah. They're still running and hammering, crack filling and stripe, I guess they're doing striping and seal coat. So that might be a company you wanna.
Well, I got quotes. Do it, but I was told to put it up a bid, stop when that's.
Well, we went out to bid, so. Let's look at contacting and getting another quote. Was AJ's one of them?
Now it's DNR and
DNR.
Allstate.
What did Dana say?
Use the cheapest of the two.
So what do you think of that? And that's filling the cracks and seal coating,
Cracks and seal coat.
just this part of it, right?
All right.
It's just the town office,
Yeah.
all from this end to the past cop shop, like
Yeah.
down this.
Yeah. We know,
You think there's anybody interested in that? You just go with what we got.
yeah. So you wanna reach out to DNR where Dana, where he already put in, what quote in?
Yeah.
That's the cheaper of the two. Hey Cliff, what was the bid on for Dana, or the quote from Dana?
I'd be lying to you if I told you, I'd have to look to make sure.
But it's the cheapest one, correct? No, I make a motion. I'll make a motion that Cliff reaches out to DNR for the seal, the seal coating and crack filling for the town office.
That's that.
All in favor? Perfect.
Cliff, I got one question for you. What have you got on the schedule for paving this year? You know, what roads now?
Yeah. Do the top coat on Sam Brown. And Old County, from the bridge up to 1,400 feet up from the bridge.
So where's that roughly start? I mean,
1,400, that'll go up before Potter's place.
Yes, it's up almost where the guy put the maple syrup can.
okay, yeah.
If you go any further than that, it's been paved from there, you can see the difference. If they're putting the top on Sam Brown, what you did 2 years ago.
Okay, because I heard 2 or 3 different stories. At one meeting, you mentioned something about Misty Lane. You didn't say you were going to, but you mentioned it, so I just wondering. What you like,
I was gonna measure that out and do it. But I had to figure out the budget, because I want to get Sam Brown, because that's been a year or two. We just, the first coat. We might as well, because it's on the hill,
all right,
get that done.
I don't have a problem with what you're doing, I just wanna know what you're planning, that's all.
Well, I'm done.
Yeah.
And, in County Road, then I did Nolan intersection because it gets kind of wet and water goes around it all the time. And I left them before, I don't know if they finished it today or not. And then the other half of the, breakfast here. From where the asphalt comes into the gate. From the asphalt over to the fields. Because plowing that is a pain and it's always bumpy and roughy and whatever. And then after that's done, then we'll figure something else.
Linda, you had a question?
It's in my list.
What was the question?
What's going on in San Brown Hill?
Yep.
I just wanna make sure that we have provided water to the employees, because that's the number one safety in the heat, and also, when they're out on the road in the winter time, we supply that guy. So I think the number one thing they see. You stay hydrated. And I know the company that I work for, we always supply that to our technician.
Oh, nice, do.
If I go to Home Depot, I usually get water, gloves, and stuff for. And if Joe needs something, gloves or whatever, he usually contact me, but, yeah, it's not an issue. We get it.
I just wanted to make sure that we weren't short-cutting guys with water.
Oh, no, we do.
Rec director?
Yeah, right. We are continuing our weekly swim lessons right now. With about 45 kids participating. That runs through the end of July. Other weekly events we have going on. There's still our Thursday coffee hour at 9:30. Thursday night yoga at 6 p.m. And we've got a new community watercolor paint group that's painting on the first and third Mondays of the month. So the next class will be the 22nd for the community center. We have kids art workshops going on. They meet again on the 18th, that's been the 1st of August. August 4th to be exact. Upcoming events with the department. We have a trip to the Sea Dogs game August 1st. And the big event everyone's excited for is Brownfield Day, which is the 10th of August. We are still looking for vendors. We still have parade applications out there. We'd like to have everybody have those in before August 3rd. So that gives us a week to get everything together. Township bingo squares are available here at the town office. Parade and vendor apps are online. They're available out front in the office here. They have them at the community center. Yeah. Theme for Brownfield Day this year is take me out to the ballpark, and Fred, our app, is our grand marshal.
Oh.
Fred who?
Fred Apt. He coached for years down here. He's been involved with the kids' sports since you were a kid.
He's an older fella.
No. Yeah, that's what's going on. Like I said, if you're interested in Brownfield Days, doing the parade or being a vendor, please reach out, get the forms in. Sooner the better. That helps us all. That's it.
I'd just like to talk about, last week, we talked about the post office review with political stuff on the bulletin board. Well, I asked the postmaster about if there's any controversy on that. I wasn't placed, so anyway, she made a point of saying that bulletin board by the door really doesn't belong there because it's a community bulletin board. And they don't have those in post offices. It's just that when she took over the post office, she saw it there. She's leaving it, it's sort of a gift. And the only bulletin board they have is the official post office down by the writing table. And that's just the notices that the post office wants to put out, either for hiring or whatever. So if anybody puts anything that they think might be controversial on there, please put your name and number so someone can contact you rather than complain to the postmaster. Or, you know, if you think there's something controversial on there, don't go to the postmaster because the board will come down. No other post office has one in there, and the board is very helpful for the library notices, public, Masonic Hall, the rec department. It's really a gift. So just as a warning not to complain to the postmaster about anything on that board. Yeah.
That's the only reason I go see Lois. Yes, ma'am.
So I'm not on the agenda, but I wanted to let you know that I have resigned my position as the Brownfield representative for the Mount Washington Valley Economic Council. For reasons that I will happily discuss with you if you want, but I resigned my position, so there is a post open for that, and I'll let you know in writing that I've done that as well.
Well, verbal works for me.
Okay, great.
Motion. I make a motion, we accept your resignation. Does that work? All in favor? Do we need somebody on that? I don't know why, I want your valley, like a whole lot of business in town. You know what I mean? Everybody goes to Conway anyway, because there ain't no tax. So, all right, cool. All right. Correspondence folder. Okay. We have a new Brownfield, town of Brownfield return check policy. Was there major changes in this or just a moment?
Actually, we didn't have one.
It's brand new, folks.
And Lynn did some research and she came up with one.
Sweet.
I wrote it.
These have to be signed.
So I will. Okay, we have the updated authorized list for MMA contacts, select board, Brown, Lynn Boyle, Mike Bain, Bob Consul, Alvina, Dicky, Sonia, Pam. Yeah, that was just a reprint. Authorized list for Bernstein Sheriff, town's attorney, selectman, town clerk, collector, CEO, assessor, admin assistant, fire chief, health officer. Yep. Email in here from Vinnie Carbone on the Community Food Forest Initiative, seeking support and partnership. So I will have to read over this and get back on that. I'll read the entirety of it. Waiting on call back, skate park, your public being on skate park and not your personal involved. If the town wants to have a skate park built, you hire someone official with insurance, and just the rec park will be over it. Which I thought that was gonna happen anyway, because we raised and appropriated money for it. So, Willie.
Yeah.
Oh, we just left.
Go back. That's all good.
Is there a game tonight?
I have no idea.
I'll ask him about that. Salary survey. There's a salary survey, Maine Municipal, treasurer took care of that. And a FOIA webinar for Thursday, August 22nd, 4:30 to 6. So we'll wind up taking that, 'cause that's a yearly requirement, so, yeah. All right. Perfect. So I'll do that. Fine. Anything from the audience? Yes, ma'am.
Prior to when they were scheduled.
Yep.
Any chances of getting listed people on budget committee? I don't know who's on.
I do, I did the research, the only thing I don't have is Chad Pine's telephone number or his email address. If I get those, I will have the roster. Share.
Troublemaker.
He was the only one that I didn't have, and I didn't even know how to, so.
So. Is the select board?
Yeah.
Yes, we have to be, as a town, that was voted at town meeting,
Treasurer,
correct?
she be attending budget meetings?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but she was on the list in that article, or that position was on that list in the article, making it a member of the budget committee.
Yes.
Correct.
She'll help us.
Yeah, she'll tolerate us, I hope.
So, Craig, so. And here.
I'm sorry,
Next week, can we
yeah,
get dates for September?
he said he'd get me his information, so yes, you'll have it in front of
Wait a
you.
minute. You ain't gonna be here next week.
No, he'll get me his information, I assume in the next day or two,
Right.
It'll be before I leave today.
and she will get it as quickly as I get.
Okay. Well, I heard next week, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I'm not gonna be here. So. Work on 10. All right. Can't take that.
Speaking of which, I do have a question. Are you going to handle the general assistance while
Guess we're gonna kinda have to, huh?
somebody has?
Yep.
So I will have to give you the town phone because that's the contact number for emergencies.
Where's that number posted?
It is posted on the door under general assistance. It's also on the web under general assistance. Because that's
On our website?
I would use it.
Yeah, on our website?
Yeah,
You're the one that handles the website, right?
I'm sorry?
You're the one that handles the website?
Yes, I am.
I just put my cell phone number.
Oh,
Keeps
take that one off.
Keeps town phone.
Okay,
Yeah. Well, my phone takes a beating as it is. I don't need to bust the town's phone. And if you could just place something over to, for the.
the one on the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
They can do that. Anything else, folks?
Tomorrow, at 9 AM, Mike Richard, District Forester, is coming to meet up to talk about the food forest and that.
Okay.
I was wondering if one of you guys might be able to make it possibly.
I can't. I'm taking my daughter to Lewiston. I gotta leave at 5:15 in the morning. So I can't make it.
I sent you, another email today to loop you in. To
Yeah, that was
So, Bill, was that, okay?
that's this one.
Yeah, so if you look on there, Mike Richard, he's the district forester. He
Yeah.
reached out to us about it. He's gonna come talk to us if anybody wants to meet up tomorrow at the communities or, meet up with the district forester of the local initiative that's happening in Brownfield to your state. The state's working on a project of their own in Brownfield.
Okay.
But they're gonna answer you some questions about that.
Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna be in Lewiston if possible, so.
I can't because I'm working.
I'll just keep you guys in the loop.
Okay.
Send you the email.
Perfect.
As well with Bill's in.
Okay.
Oh, one more thing. The music for, Brownfield Home Days,
Yep,
did you guys talk about that at all yet?
yep, this is the first time we've been in session. Okay.
So, tomorrow, I think there's a meeting for the Friends of the Rec.
I guess.
They switched the meeting over. So we're trying to talk about, getting everybody on board with knowing about the live music that we have scheduled for this year.
Okay,
Yeah. There is a meeting tomorrow night, Friends are right, and Brownfield Days is on the #1 list. So they will be discussing live music in
oh, good,
detail, what's coming up and what's taking place.
perfect.
The meeting's tomorrow night at 6:30 for anybody who wants to go.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yep.
You didn't?
No, that's what you want to do.
Is it still here?
Yes.
Guess what it has me about it.
Hey, chief. You got your tablet out? All right, good. On the agenda, it says, report and discuss E911 and health officer positions. So scoop.
Well. In terms of 911, it's communication. The job entails quite a bit more than just having your name. In the book or whatever. The communication out of the office to me on things that go on is not there. Tried for 3 years,
And which position are you talking about here?
talking both of
Okay,
them, 911.
yeah,
When Julie was here and Steve was here, Steve didn't want to do it. So I took it over. Julie was always, so he'd get something, she'd write it down, it'd be on sticky note, but I'd get it. So I could go out and get it done. I know it was being done. And then when, I can't remember who went after that, same thing. When Julie was here, I'd get what was being done. So as people change, that doesn't happen anymore. So I gave Mike paperwork to 911, so that when they got a building permit, they get a 911 thing, and they turn it all back to who's in my box. That doesn't happen. Tried that for 3 years. What happens is, you'll give a building permit. They don't get a driveway permit from him. They put their driveway in, then I get a call that they need an E911 address. You can't get a power of phone and it should happen. So I end up spending Fridays, Saturdays, or Sundays going out and do this. And it just doesn't work. It's better for Mike to do it because he's right there with the 911.
okay.
He can take care of that. He's done it. It works in his favor. It does a good job. You get it done. He knows it's there. It's done. Then I'm not jumping through hoops or trying to figure out what's going on. Health office the same way. You guys have failed septic systems, dangerous buildings, buildings with crap around them. That's all health too. That should go with the health code enforcement. I've mentioned that several times. It doesn't get brought up. Next thing I know, I come in the office at a Selectmen meeting, and you had a failed septic system, you had a dangerous building, and all this stuff. I'm not notified. Well, the state comes after me, because I am on the list, and I attend all these webinars to keep the certification up. Well, I can't write nothing. I can't do anything. When they call, they ask me, I can't do nothing because I don't know. So that's enough of that. It's too stressful. So I just said, no, it's better off in this office to have someone here do it.
Okay, did you talk to the previous board about this?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
So what it reverts back from now is the chairman of the board of selectmen has the help.
well, I know that. I know that I'm a health officer,
Some step up.
right? You remember that discussion? Because when I asked last week, nobody had any recollection at all. That anything had transpired for those duties to be delegated. I.e., so it wasn't here.
My question was to Dicky was. How are we supposed to know these things aren't getting done if no one says it?
Agreed. Yep. So.
I think
Bill had his hand up, maybe you do it.
Bill?
The areas of involvement, the health office, it's required
required by the state of Maine, that position, that each community has a health officer.
Right.
And it is stipulated what that health officer is responsible for.
Yep.
Since I spent most of my adult life working in the healthcare profession, if that position is open, I am interested in asking you folks if you would consider me for that job. And I would also like to add to that. One of the things that I always felt was very important when I served on the board of selectmen were the meetings that were referred to earlier, the safety meetings. Every couple of months, we'd have a group sit at that table talking.
Yeah.
We covered a whole lot of area with that. I would suggest that the board consider perhaps pushing some of that safety stuff into the health officer realm to be handled as the days go by. I don't see the safety thing being a real pain in the neck. I thought it was a very, very good thing to have, and it seemed appreciated by the employees, and it was successful. Because I don't know why it's been allowed to flop and disappear, but it should be revived and handled very, very closely.
Alright, so health officer and safety liaison, maybe?
Yeah.
Good. Nice. Well, I make a motion that we appoint Bill Flynn as the Brownfield Town Health Officer and Safety Liaison.
Second that.
All in favor? Perfect. Way to go, Bill. Thanks. So you got the one? That's what I thought it was too, because it went up a little bit, because we had Dr. K for a while, he was doing the inoculations too. So,
He retired.
yeah, I know, he was my doc. I haven't found one yet.
I think the vet and private.
That. What are you trying to say?
Just told him you should be a.
Yeah. So where would,
Yeah.
700. Raising appropriated 700 for the health officer. Last year's meeting, Bill. Okay, yes, ma'am.
So, I know that we're hiring some new, employees for in this building.
One new, yes.
One new, and that's a full-time position. Has there been any discussion about, changing the hours or expanding the hours that town hall is currently open with the addition of that new person?
Not yet. Not with the all collectively, the elected officials, no. I will revert to the treasurer, whether she's had a discussion with the other, the town clerk.
But it is in your
Purview? Yes, ma'am, it is.
fantastic. Thank you.
I've got it in my handy dandy
I'm so
notepad.
glad. Thank you. I can.
It's
Right.
Hey,
so high tech.
okay. Any other questions, folks? Mr. Van?
I do have a question.
Yep.
And this doesn't, I don't want this to come off the wrong way, because I respect it.
Okay.
But what I do have a problem with, someone coming in and delegating what I can and can't do at no extra cost. So when I'm approached and I'm asked to take on more responsibility, whose job is it to tell me what I'm getting paid? And I'm gonna be honest with you, I looked at the health officer position, it pays $13 a week. That's where it breaks down to. I mean, that's not even enough to buy the gas it's gonna take to drive around in your vehicle. So again, this isn't an attack against Dicky, but what I'm saying is, these positions aren't being paid enough as is. So then when you go and then you delegate it here, Almina, guess what? Now you're doing all the building inspections, because I'm not gonna do them, I don't wanna do them anymore. So I'm just gonna delegate my job to somebody else, with no extra pay, mind you. I just don't think that's right. And I want it addressed, because this is ludicrous. This is absolute crap.
Well, I'll address now. My opinion that no other employee should ever approach any other employee of the town and delegate that, here you go, you're doing this now. Doesn't work that way. We have a board of selectmen in place for a reason. The discussions should have happened so that we could look or not we, I wasn't here then, to make a decision and to have those conversations, because I agree. If you know, we have a stipend employee, we agree to a price, it's for a year. That's what I'm saying. And we should have discussed it. Right.
Now I'm being asked to do more.
Agreed. And that's what I'm saying. I will answer that now. I wasn't here until this fiscal year began.
No.
So I can't tell you, yes, we're gonna give you more money, Mike.
No. I'm
But-
just saying in general.
But I will say this. Agreed. I will say this to the taxpayers, all of them. The Board of Selectmen is here for a purpose. No other employee in this town should ever approach another employee unless they're their supervisor and tell them, you're doing this. That's what we're here for. And I want to make sure that that is very clear. It's common courtesy for any employee to approach the people that have to make the decisions, to have a conversation, and then we can all collectively as adults come to a decision. And if we need to raise more money, then that's exactly what we would do. I mean, we're all adults. No employee should ever walk in and say, I'm not doing this anymore, you're gonna do it. I don't think so. Not under my watch. You can have the courtesy to come approach the board. We'll have the discussion as adults and we'll make changes as appropriate. And as legal, 100% legal as we have to do. So that's from me. I'm not speaking for Frank or the other elected officials for the town of Brownfield. I'm speaking as the chairman of the select board that no employee will cross that line. If they do, they will be dealt with. Period.
Like, no, you weren't here, you know, with previous board, but it wasn't even mentioned. Ken just got kicked down the road. So now it's falling a year.
Right. And I'll take that responsibility 100%. And I'll apologize to you that it was kicked down. The can was kicked down. But I can't.
It leaves something. It just does.
I'll apologize to any town employee.
You know, and here's the law. Here's the law. I don't want the extra positions. I don't need the extra work. As a matter of fact, I don't even need this job. I do it because I want to. I don't do it because I need to. I want to be very clear with the town and the people in it. That is a statement. It's true. I do it because I want to. But what I don't want to do is be bullied and harassed about something when I've said no several times. I don't want more responsibility. I don't need it.
Agreed.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Anybody else? All right. Thank you for joining, ladies and gentlemen. I make a motion to enter executive session, MRSA 405-6A for personnel. Thank you for your time. Have a good week.
Thanks for letting us speak.
That's what we're here for.
That was funny.
What's the 550?
Was it the one that was on, they put the front frame section on?
Yes, if you measure from edge of line, front, rear, edge of rear, you know, that's it, quarters of an inch short.
All of this.
Remember, they do a right hand.
Thank
Thank you.
So I bet you that when they do those rails, they're supposed to have riveted back together, but I'll bet you they bolted it, and I'll bet you the holes have been chewed out at the rail.
Right about.